This is Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Element. Element is an abstract game for 2 to 4 players, maybe 1 player, but 2 to 4 as far as I'm aware. This is what a game board looks like mid-game. I played this a few weeks ago with Patrick, a friend as a teacher. We played a 4-player game, and I had a lot of fun with it. And it's actually pretty rare, I think, that I play abstracts that aren't just 2-player games, like chess and checkers and what else? I guess Stratego is kind of abstract. Patchwork is somewhat abstract. But to go up to 4 players was pretty cool. I guess Blockus. Blockus is probably my favorite abstract game. Anyway, this game is about kind of preventing your players from preventing the opponents from taking a turn by placing these little tokens. The different colors mean different things based on where you place them. I won't go into that. You can read the rules or watch a video on the rules about what the different tokens mean. But you're basically trying to trap someone's main meeple there. And the really cool thing about Element that I found in a 4-player game, or even a 3-player game, is that the object of the game for you is to prevent the player from the right from being able to take a turn by trapping that player's pawn. And once you do that, you win. I actually think I won this first game of mine because I was able to trap the player to my right. And if you think about that for a minute, it adds some really interesting interactions to a multiplayer game because it means that I don't really care all that much about what the other players are doing. What I care the most about is trapping that player to my right. However, that player is not trying to trap me. The player who's trying to trap me is the player to my left. So I do actually care what that player is doing. And in the end, I actually do also care what the other player is doing, the 4th player, because if that player is about to win or lose, I might place some tokens to stop them from winning or losing so that I have a chance to get to the point of the game where I can trap my opponent, my target, and win myself. So at first glance, it seems like you're only really interacting with one player, but you're actually interacting in different, unique ways with all the players due to that one simple element that you are only trying to trap the player to your right. The player sitting to your right. Their pawn may end up all the way around the board, not necessarily to your right. So I just thought that was really cool. I don't think I've seen many competitive games at all where you only care about really hurting one other specific player, and the game decides for you who that player is. It just adds a really interesting dynamic that I did not expect from the game Element. If you have a 4-player, actually, if you can think of any other games that does that, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. The only other game I can think of that kind of does this is a game that I'm forgetting the name of. It was a Fantasy Flight game from a few years ago where you were trying to finish ahead of certain other players, or maybe you were even just trying to beat one other player, but you'd play till the end of the game, and then at the end of the game, all that mattered was that you were ahead of one other player, and multiple players could win as a result. I'm completely blanking on the name of this game. I think it went out of print. But if you can think of any other games that do that, where you are trying to defeat one other specific player or have more points than one other specific player, when a competitive game that you only really care about one other specific player, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that game in the comments. Or if you have another favorite mechanism in Elements, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that as well. Thanks.